What's up, guys? Welcome to the Theory Lounge. Oh, and today we are going to be doing something quite special. To one of my dear friends from YouTube, and wattpad actually. The username of it is Shoutgumyaoi. In any case, I'm going to be reading one of the stories. So basically, this is going to be a let's read. So, give me a sec. So, this is the story in question. So, let's get this started. There are a total of 5 chapters so far. The story is good so far. Shoutgumyaoi, you're a really good writer. Now, I am going to be not reading each of the person's voices. I'll try my best. Okay, yes, I've watched the Pokemon Hunter thing, so yeah, I kinda know how Gumdramon sounds, but that is from a very odd voice. So, basically I'm gonna make my voice higher for Gumdramon and make my voice slightly lower for Shoutmon. Or just, yeah, I'm just gonna go. And my reading voice is gonna be slightly deep. Bloopers. Gumdramon's POV, point of view. I woke up in the morning and opened my eyes. I got up, still on my branch, and climbed down from the tree, and I climbed a little bit ago. I decided to see if anyone wanted to play with me. I went to the Village of Light. I've gotten to heard the guy who controlled the world, Digifuse, lived there. Lives here. I saw Pigmons playing with a ball. Hey, can I play too? I asked, and smiling. Sorry, Gumdramon, we want to keep it fair, one of them said. I nodded, then my smile faded away. I sighed and kept on walking. I hate Gatomon. Sorry, I saw Gatomon playing with a ladybug. Gatomon, you want to play? I asked him. Maybe later, Gumdramon. I gotta catch this ladybug, he said, happily chasing after it. I sighed and went back to my tree and climbed back up and lay down. Maybe no one wants to play with me, I said sadly. I heard some voice from below the tree say, I'll play with you. That's a bad voice. I climbed down and said, Really? The voice answered, Yeah, I don't have anyone to play with either. When I reached down to the bottom, I saw a red Digimon with a V-shaped forehead. I'm Shoutmon, and who are you? He asked me, holding out his paw. I shook it and I said, I'm Gumdramon. He smiled, and we began to chase one another. I eventually got tired and sat down by the pond and catch my breath. Shoutmon came over to me and sat down and asked, Why don't the Digimon here want to play with you? I looked at him curiously and I shrugged and said, They just get busy. As for me, I have lots of free time. He nodded and said, People think I'm a freak. I put my paw on his shoulder and said, I think you're lots of fun. He smiled, and he began chasing each other again. Our game needed with us tumbling down a hill, pinning each other as we fell down. I never let out a yawn. Never thought some... I'm sorry! Never thought someone could actually make me tired from... Wait. I let out a yawn and said, I never thought someone could make me tired, and I never get tired of playing. Shoutman just smiled and rolled his eyes, climbed down the tree, and slowly drifted off to sleep. I woke up by the sunlight hitting my eyes. I woke up and sat up and looked over the horizon. I smiled and felt the wind hit my fur. I enjoyed the breeze, a nice breeze, but it was interrupted by my stomach growling. I climbed down and saw Shoutman, who was laying on the tree, sleeping peacefully. I decided to let him sleep and get some food for both of us. I walked to the village. I saw Pigmons looking at me. One said, "Hey, Gundramon, you want to come play with us?" I shook my head and said, "Sorry guys, but I found someone to play with." "Who?" "Who?" The same one asked me. "His name is Shoutman, and I know that we're gonna be fast friends." Okay. I never heard of that phrase before. I said happily. The group Pigmons laughed and said, "Gundramon, he's a freak. Why would anybody want to be his friend?" I stared at them in shock. Why would they say that about Shoutman? Maybe Gumdramon's a freak? Is a freak? Maybe Gumdramon's a freak. A different one asked. "Hey, I'm not a freak!" I yelled. These guys never tease someone just being different. "Haven't you noticed something off about him?" "No, what?" I asked them. They all looked around and shoved one out. Well, he has a fish-shaped forehead, and that's just not natural." The one said. I turned and ignored what they said. I bumped into Guillemon, someone I could always rely on. "Hey, Guillemon, can I ask you a question? Do you know who Shoutman is?" I asked him, and he nodded and said, Yes, what?" "People think he's a freak, but I don't, do you?" I asked him. "Well, I don't think he's a freak. I think he's cool," Guillemon said happily. "Thanks, Guillemon, but why do you think he's cool?" I asked him. "Well, he can control views of... He controls views of Digiworld." Okay. He said. My jaw dropped. The person who's getting picked on, the one called a freak, is the one who controlled the fuse of the entire digital world? He's my hero! I decided to check Guillemon's theory. I grabbed some Digibytes, and I went back to the tree. I put one box down and opened mine. I heard a yawning sound, and it was Shoutman who was beginning to wake up. I smiled and said, "Morning, Shoutman." He smiled back and said, "Good morning, Shoutman." I'm bad at this. "Good morning, Gumdramon." He sat down next to me like he was expecting something to happen. I brought you some Digibytes. Pointing to the box on the ground, he grabbed the box, opened it, and said, "Thanks, I'm starving." I decided that's now the perfect time to ask him. "Shoutman, can I ask you something?" I asked him. "What is it?" He asked me, giving him his full attention. "Well, my friend Guillemon told me that I control the fuse of the entire digital world. Is that true?" I asked him. He smiled and turned serious. "You found out, huh?" He asked me. "You really are him. Man, I'm really inspired by you. You're my hero. It's been my dream to meet you," I said happily. I saw him blushing. "Gundramon, can I ask you something?" He asked me. I nodded and gave him my attention. "Do you think I make a good king?" He asked me. "I think you make a good king," I said, with my I think you make a good king," I said with my seriousness in my voice. "Really? Well, being king is my dream," he said, flushing. "Hey, I'm being serious. I'm being serious as I can be. You'll really make a good king," I said, almost breaking my serious tone. "Thanks," he said. "No problem. I said, smiling, but then he hugged me. After our hug, I saw him smiling too. We spent the whole day together playing games, talking, joking around. At the end of the day, we slept by the tree to each other by the tree. I laid down on his arm, but he didn't seem to mind. He was so warm, I dozed off to sleep next to him. To be continued. So that was chapter 1. The tree. Shoutgumyaoi, do not stop making stories. They are really good and well placed. Now, there's one thing I will say to you, is that the conflicts in the story I have read a bit far ahead, and I've read other stories. If you're planning to make more conflicts in the stories, gotta make it feel natural, and don't just put it in. You gotta slide it in to make it more natural to fit in with the story. And also, don't try to push yourself into doing it if you don't want to, alright? Well, that was today's video. Kind of a short one, but I am limited to how long it can be. But, sorry, I gotta make this exit quick. See you guys next time in the Theory Lounge. Until then, roll the credits.